controls down, and it's very easy to screw that up. If you run far enough away from them, they won't catch up with you nearly as quickly as they do in normal situations, and there are lots of little calm dead ends, which are very useful for the sake of, well, getting a little bit further away from death's door. I'll be honest, this game is not my favorite of these series, but it's fun in its own way. It's got a nice classic feel, very retro-y, and I played most of this at work, in lunch breaks, my first playthrough, and it worked perfectly for that. Nice little bite-sized pieces, very fun game for that. The backgrounds, the graphics, they're not... There's another level up. They're not super gorgeous or anything fancy like that. They're just... well, whoa. They work for what they're supposed to be. I mean, there's mountains in the background. They have a little bit of a scroll effect when you move. They move properly, like so. So it's kind of cool. But it's definitely nothing along the lines of what you would see in more, games more acclaimed for their graphics. This game just more has graphics that work, as opposed to graphics that will astound and amaze you and make you drool. But that's perfectly fine. Not every game has to have jaw-dropping graphics, and the gameplay, while very difficult, and sometimes having not the best play control, is still very rewarding. And up here we have... incredible! You can see right across Salsetta Forest from here. There's a waterfall over there. Nice little spot. Nothing suspicious looking about this place at all. No thought we'd ever come back here later. Nothing like that. That would just be ridiculous, wouldn't it? I'd have to say so. So we're going to continue forward during this sort of grindy process, because we will still be heading back to our town of Kasan before we actually engage the first real dungeon, because it's dangerous to go there without some better equipment. But we can get some better experience. We can take it a little bit further and fight those guys. They look very similar to the blue guys from East 1, and I'm sure they're pretty much patterned after them. Also, I'd have to say that for slime enemies, in a game that's not really over the top about its graphics, these ones have a good amount of detailing to them. At the same level as Lufia 2 does, and those enemies are non-static, or rather are static, so they don't have to really have a lot of graphical prowess. Most of Lufia 2's graphics are a little bit above this, except for some of the world map stuff, but, regardless, just mentioning it since I'm doing it at the same time. There we have another level up. We're still getting more experience than just one from those little blue guys. I think we might have enough money to make a quick run back to town at this point. But I want to just get through this place so that after I'm done, I'll make a quick run back, and just skip having to walk through this place again for you guys. The music is good. It's not the best theme in the whole game by far, but it's a nice introduction to the game, nice little heroic edge to it. We've got a nice variety of enemies for the first area. Bees, slimes, Oni-looking things. Well, not really Oni, but like some kind of goblins. It's definitely a very satisfying looking area. A lot of people really hate this game, and I admit, after playing through the final dungeon, I worry that I might be one of them, because the final dungeon makes Solomon Shrine look like it makes sense, and I'm not kidding. Honestly, you get an item that helps you teleport around various sections inside of it, and it still feels convoluted as all heck. So, I'm not going to be one of the people that apologizes for the flaws in this game at all. And I wouldn't be surprised if Dawn of Ys is a superior version of Ys 4. I can't say for sure because I haven't played it yet. I intend to play it either as a blind run for this channel or play it a little bit and then beat it and then come back for this channel. I haven't quite decided yet, so let me know what you think in the comments below. That would be helpful. But this game is not really so bad. It's definitely much more retro-y, especially if you come from playing, Velghana, for example, like I had. Because I didn't play Ys 3 until later, because it was actually the first Ys game I ever played. I had a ROM of it sitting around, so I played it a little bit, but I never really understood it, and all I did was get killed a lot. So I decided when I was going to get into Ys, when Erica from Songs in the Morning recommended that I play through Velghana after 1 and 2, then hey, I was going to go with that order. That was then when I fell in love and decided to play through this game, and we played through it together, as I recall, for her first time through 2, because she'd just never gotten around to playing this title. It's not exactly one of the most well-respected, well-rounded, well-loved of them, so it doesn't surprise me at all. It is still definitely Definitely fun, though. Didn't really need that little bit of a grinding section back there. I forgot how long this passageway is. When you're playing through it, work on your lunches, making heavy use of save states so that you can play just a little bit, then go back to work. It doesn't really feel all that long. I'm not using save states to cheat, mind you, more just, oh crap, lunch is over, gotta go. After already eating some food. And this, I believe, will be the end of that passageway. Yep. So before we continue on in here, as you'll notice our health still increases actually in here. By and by, the waters of Great Salsetta Lake will be stained pure crimson before they are turned to jet black. Call for us. It's an incredible engraving. Yeah, yeah, yeah! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Don't show much resistance, eh? Yeah, yeah, yeah! Oh, this human is strong! Right, we'll join forces. Gwa! Damn it! And she does a spinning Chun-Li kick? That, what truly pitiful monsters. And now let's cut and show her from the anime trailer they made for this game. Kind of a badass, huh? Who are you? I see, so you came to help me. Shouldn't have bothered, I didn't need you. But I should still be thankful. Many thanks. You're a traveler, aren't you? I'm Karna. I live in the Wind Village ahead of here. Just lately, the villagers around here have been disappearing. Lemnos, a young man from my village, disappeared too, so I was looking for him. Where on earth could the missing people have gone? They're not in these ruins either. Did you see the engraving at the entrance? It's a ruin from the ancient Salsetta Kingdom. The engraving was made to represent the 5 disciples of the hero Lafans. The great stone statue is Lafans. I must be going. Come and see me at the Wind Village. Karna is, of course, serving the role of a more action-y Elena, Vina, Rhea, there's Lafans' statue, in that she is the first of the girls that Adel runs into here. If not the only, there's some debate. But I'm going to make the trek back to town, spend, let's see, this should be more than enough money to grab us the second set of armor, and then I'll meet you right back here after the cut. Now that we actually have some money, though, let's go talk to that merchant over there and see what kind of stuff he's got. What we've been eating? Herbs, antidote. Might be a good idea to buy one of these. So we got an antidote. You can't carry multiple herbs, and in fact, as you'll see, sir, you have that. So, kind of a downside. But let's really quickly, we don't really need to do that. Not now, thank you. It's useful for mana, but we don't really need to worry about mana yet. We don't have any spells. But we can now get the chainmail, the middle shield, and the middle sword. Heavily increasing us. Another, what is that? 8 points as far as defense goes, and 7 as far as attack goes, making us more than fit to be able to take on the dungeon without any problems. Also, because that area is freakishly easy to get lost in, I ended up accidentally gaining a little bit more experience than I intended. Which means I can show you what I meant before. You'll see I have 779 experience right now. I now have 780. Your experience decreases as you kill monsters, making it so you can't just stay in the same spot grinding forever, getting up to level 99. Like you could in, well, East 3. You can actually get to the final experience level in the very first dungeon without too much of difficulty. It's kind of a problem. So now we'll cut until I'm back at that dungeon. You'll join me then. So here we are once again, at the ruins of the Salsetta Kingdom. But there's much more to see here than just this. Just some rocks, some dirt, and as you guessed it, we'll be back later to see even more here. But, feeling like a moron, because I know there's some way to get through here. Or maybe I'm thinking of later. Because Karna is definitely an important woman to me now. But, oh wait, dumb, moron. It's off to the side. And now we're in the forest, where we have a host of enemies that can poison us, including these little scorpions. So you gotta be careful, and you don't want them to get hitting you too much. Those guys kind of come out of nowhere. They're incredibly fast. So you don't want to just slack off here too often. And don't wait too long to stop and pause to regain some health. You will regret it. I recommend fighting every single enemy you see, as this game can be very hard if you're too low leveled. It can feel a little bit easier if you're over leveled, but the ease will never be quite the same as the difficulty. Of course, this area is a maze, as it is sort of a foresty area, and forests can't be easy to go through for the trees. Okay, God, that was horrible. I'm degenerating in puns the longer I LP. I would say that, but I'm just as bad when I'm not LPing. Oh well. So we're gonna check here, make sure this isn't or is the way forward. Yeah, I think that is. So we're gonna visit that stairway down, because we don't want to miss any kind of items. Although I don't think there's any, like, equipment or anything important here. Still don't want to miss it all the same. Nice little area here. Good music. If you're not paying attention, it can be sort of a challenge. Might seem like I'm just sort of flailing about, and I sort of am, because it is much more like East 1 because there's no diagonals. It can still be pretty tricky, and that's actually where we would have come out if we would have gone that way, so it just would have been a shortcut. No point in taking shortcuts in this game. Smack around another scorpion. And a music change. The Elder has been waiting to talk to you. Please come and see him. Otto, here it is. Woof woof! Wah! Hey! I'm so sorry. I'm keeping an eye on the wind. This is the highest point in the village. Truth is, I'm always on my own. A guy called Lemnos owns the dog, but as his master is gone, he always comes with me to smell the wind. It's pitiful. So, second person telling us about Lemnos being missing. Gotta be important. What are you doing? Won't you talk to the Elder? Let's go around and do that. So you're the traveler who came to rescue Karna at the ruins. I'm glad there are still brave men left in this world. Why did you come to Salsetta? Here's the second game where Otto talks. I found a letter in a bottle. It read, "Please save Salsetta." I don't know the person who sent that, but something is starting to stir in Salsetta. It's best if you hear the details from Karna. As I said before, people have been disappearing. That's not all. It seems that the lake in the forest is stained red. Just maybe, this is a portent of something. Like the words passed down from Lafons. Hey Otto, in the village where Lord Lafons' grave is, there is a great sage of Salsetta. If you see him, I think you'll understand things better. Well, shall we go? Okay, thank you. I feel very reassured. Lemnos' dog ran off towards the crater in the south. He must have followed Lemnos' scent on the wind. The crater? I wonder. Otto, I'm going to gather some people and go. Will you go on ahead? Well, of course. Would we be Otto? We've got to go and check that out. But first, let's look around town just a little bit, as I think we can buy items here. No, people are disappearing. Could it be because of some villain? Perhaps Gruder? Oh no, he's a nice, well-respectable Roman... cough. Of course they have something to do with it. Cough, cough. When I was young, I too went on adventures. Yeah, you sure did, old man. I also feel weird walking around with my experience that close to the edge. The missing people, the lake stained red. I wonder if there could be a connection. It's cute, don't you think? I'm cute, don't you think? I stay indoors so I don't get carried off. Yeah, your spritedness tells me so. Oh, that's right, we have to go around to get there. It's locked. But this one's not. The forest has a northern section and a southern section. The northern section is where we live. Away off, strange pillars stand in the southern section. Looks like some kind of ruin. Hint, hint. That'll be a dungeon soon. Hint, hint. I'm in love with Karna. When I'm stronger than her, I'll tell her, but I don't know when that'll be. never, dude. She's totally freakishly strong. We have a strong sense of justice. If something happens, we'll fight. Good to know. Monsters have been increasing on... As monsters have been on the increase lately, we'll arm ourselves too. Good to know. Oh, oops. This moves us towards the dungeon, which I don't quite want to go to yet. Not that I don't feel ready to take on those weird two-headed bird sword people, more just because I'm all about taking in the local flavor. Or color. Whatever. As you've noticed, I do really like to give the game's designers their full... Yep, show me everything. Welcome, this is the armor shop. I came to buy. Same stuff already bought, so I probably didn't have to go all the way back. And I always forget this, but best to play it safe, just in case anyway. Besides, got a little bit of extra experience, and we won't have to worry about that now. Pretty sure this is going to be the weapon shop. Came to buy. And yeah, I didn't need to go back, but that's fine. Good little amount of experience didn't hurt me, and buying that antidote didn't either. Ready to get a customer. You must have come through the forest. The area ahead is even worse, so it's best to prepare yourself well. And he ain't kidding. I always remember the area of the crater as being sooner than this in the game, so that's why I was sort of worried. The forest... oops, you already told me that. But we have got to get going, because there are people who need us. Aren't you surprised to find people in a place like this? But it's a nice, convenient place. I'll have to trust you on that. Before getting to the village, did you have a hard time with the masses of demons? They have quickly increased in this area. I wonder. Me too. My friend is missing too. Oh, wait, this is my house. There's trouble for those who enter as they please. So incredibly true. But that's how it happens. Let's see here. Oops. So, it's time to go out to the left and face our destiny. Not there. There's not destiny. Just boredom. Whoa! Oh, this will be important later? As I'm sure you can imagine. So, let's see... Oh, right. It's that way. Silly me. This place is a little bit of a maze, as you can tell. It makes it a little bit hard to navigate, but it's nothing so horrible that we'd get freakishly lost. At least that most people would.